Summer Inman.
Police say the first 911 call came in from Summer Inman's father.
She's nowhere to be found.
Mom of three, Summer Inman.
25-year-old Summer Inman, moments before she was kidnapped outside a bank in Logan.
Police say 2 witnesses saw the kidnapping take place near the intersection of Hunter and Marcus Streets in downtown Logan.
2 suspects dressed in all black were seen forcing the female into the back of their vehicle.
We found her coat and her iPod. There's a restraining order against her husband. We don't know what's going on.
Pastor Michael Martin says he officiated the wedding service for Summer and her now estranged husband.
We found her coat and her iPod.
Detectives think that she possibly may have come out of this door and emptied trash in this dumpster, and that's when she was forced into that car right in this alley. The family says Summer is going through a divorce with her husband.
There's a restraining order against her husband.
We are receiving police bulletin that there has been an arrest in this case, and it's not who you would imagine. No, it's not a bank robber or a convicted felon. No. 25-year-old Summer Inman, mother of 3, snatched out of the parking lot of a local bank just as she comes out the door tonight, behind bars. In the last hours, arrested her mother-in-law, her estranged husband, and her father-in-law. Take a look at this unlikely trio now behind bars and, according to our sources, clamming up, not saying a word. At this hour, their Crown Victoria still in impound. Police combing over the interior of the car with a fine-tooth comb. And at this hour, police not willing to say this is a murder case. Is Summer still alive? And tonight, where are her children? To Matt Bruning, 610 WTVN, joining us out of Columbus. Who has the 3 children?
Well, we do know that the 3 children are with some family members. We do know that her boyfriend, Adam Peters, lived with her here the last couple of months. I don't know exactly which of the family members have these children, but I do know they are not in foster care or in a state home or anything. They are with family members right now.
Now, you're saying family members are that you're seeing a shot of Summer there at the bank just minutes before she's snatched in the parking lot. When you say family members, you're not talking about the estranged husband's family, are you? No. We understand that Adam Peters, the boyfriend, was very close with the children as he had been involved in a relationship with Summer over the last couple of months. There is a possibility he's in care of those kids, or some of his family members, or some of Summer's family members. More likely, probably Summer's parents are taking care of the kids right now. We are taking your calls back to Janet in Florida. Janet, what was part 2 of your question?
Part 2, Nancy, was where is the boyfriend, and has he been questioned?
Good question. What about it, Ellie Jostev? What do we know about the boyfriend?
Well, we do know a little bit about the boyfriend. As Matt mentioned, they've been dating for at least several months. Police, we believe, have talked to them, talked to him, although they haven't told us anything about that, although, of course, they're not calling him a person of interest or a suspect or anything like that. As far as we know, he's cooperating.
You are seeing shots of Summer Inman, not only wedding photos, but photos of her and her husband in happier times on vacations. To Rochelle Hawk, what are the ages of the 3 children?
Nancy, the children are all under the age of 5. These are really small toddlers we're talking about here.
I've got 5, 3, and 1. Does that sound accurate, Rochelle?
That does.
Back out to the lines. Melanie in Illinois. Hi, Melanie.
It's Sydney Anaheim.
Hi, dear. What's your question?
Pardon me, hon? My question is the kids taken care of?
Okay, I think what she's asking, even though she's breaking up, are the children being taken care of? The answer is yes. We believe the boyfriend and other members of Summer's family have the children right now. An arrest has just gone down in the case of Summer Inman, but right now, is she still alive? Out to Dr. Jake Deutsch, Doctor of Emergency Medicine, joining us out of New York. Okay, best case scenario, Dr. Deutsch. Say she's locked up in some abandoned apartment, in a farmhouse, who knows where. It's entirely possible. It's happened many, many times in the past. How long can she survive if she is locked up somewhere and they're in custody with the cops and not talking?
Yeah, it depends if she's injured. I mean, if she's got serious injuries, Nancy, it may just be a matter of hours or less than that. If she's doing all right and just not being attended to, somebody can live for a couple of days without food and water. Once you go beyond 3 days without water, people start to really decompensate. So best case scenario, we're talking about 3 to 5 days if she's doing all right.
As you can see, every hour is counting now in the hopes of finding Summer Inman alive. Back out to the lines, Veronica in Colorado. Hi, Veronica. What's your question, dear?
Hi, Nancy. I was just wondering, if the family's all arrested and they have this girl somewhere, where are her children? Who's caring for them?
Her children right now are with her boyfriend and her family. And of course, under the law, correct me if I'm wrong, Joey Jackson and John Burris, first to you, Jackson, the state is never required to prove motive, but in this case, apparently custody fights had broken out a custody battle over the 3 children, ages 5, 3, and 1.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. But simply because there was a custody dispute, we can't infer any guilt, obviously, as to that issue. And we'll ultimately have to see what happens. In the event that this person was seen with blonde hair, a lot of people have bleached blonde hair, so it's kind of curious they're basing that and that alone on the arrest of her. But
really? Does that really seem curious to you, John Burris? A bleached blonde woman and 2 men and a white Crown Victoria. The father-in-law, as I point out, where's Burris, was thrown down, face down on the family den, face on the carpet at Christmas time over a confrontation with the daughter-in-law, Summer Inman. Trouble's been brewing for some time. It culminated. Is it that big of a leap, that huge of a stretch to book these people?
Well, it's not circumstantial.
And they're white and seize their white Crown Vic?
No, that is not a huge jump in terms of reasonable suspicion. It is a difficult question if you say it's probable cause to support an arrest. So therefore, I do think there's a problem with the arrest and whether or not you can go forward with a conviction. Reasonable suspicion, yes, enough to talk, detain, but not enough to arrest at this moment.
Joining us right now, Monica Kaysen, Canine Searcher, the executive director and founder of Q Center for Missing Persons, joining us tonight out of Wilmington. Monica, how would it work?
Thank you for having me. How does it work, the search in general?
Yes, with canines.
Well, basically, when you respond to a missing person, you need certain information, which is like where the person was last seen. In this particular case, I would definitely look at where the people were arrested as well, learn as much as we can about them and places they had visited. I have looked at the area. There are many forest trees there, parks, and there's also a reservoir and a lake. I'd be heavily focusing in those rural areas in any search for any evidence and or her. And also do make a plea to the public. You always make a plea to the public.
Hold on. Monica Kaysen, where is the reservoir you're talking about?
The reservoir is in the route. If you go from the bank to the place that they were arrested, from what has been available to me, the reservoir is right there. It's right.
We're showing a map right now with us. Monica Kaysen, Canine Searcher out of Wilmington, to Paula Bloom, clinical psychologist. Paula, a lot of people seem to have in-law problems, but analyze this.
Yeah, it's incredible. I was sitting here looking at what her T-shirt said, and it says, "I don't have an anger problem, I have an idiot problem." And that's very much what captures sort of the personality of the father-in-law and what happened when he was pushed to the ground. Listen, when there's custody issues, a lot of times it's about ego and not about the welfare of the kids.
911, where's your emergency? I'm calling about my daughter, Summer Inman. She's nowhere to be found. We found her coat and her iPod. We don't know what's going on. There's a restraining order against her husband.